What is a construction boom without its impressive scale? But what happens when these megaprojects fail to attract its target market and are instead reduced to larger-than-life symbols of the country's overambition and economic trouble? From the hauntingly eerie ghost town streets of Forest City in Malaysia to the abandoned ghost cities of China, we explore the stuff megaproject nightmares are made of. Number 4. Berlin Brandenburg Airport, Germany. When it came to air travel, there was a consensus that Berlin's existing airports, Tempelhof, Schönefeld, and Tegel, urgently needed replacing, especially after the fall of the Berlin Wall. The plan was to build a state-of-the-art facility called Berlin Brandenburg Airport Willy Brandt, named after the German politician. Located 27 kilometers from Berlin city center, it was built as a splashy symbol of a reunified Germany's re-emergence as a global destination. The airport was originally planned to open in 2011, 5 years after construction started in 2006, but it opened only in late 2020 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. And its initial construction budget of about 3 billion euros cruised past the 7 billion mark by the time of completion. From the outset, the project suffered from poor workmanship, planning, execution, and supervision by corrupt politicians. And it showed in its fire protection and alarm system. It was designed by a non-qualified engineer, wasn't built according to the construction permit, and failed the mandatory acceptance test. There were also major wiring and programming flaws of the sprinklers, smoke extractors, and fire doors. Designers also prioritized aesthetics over function. Cables were installed in incompatible combinations. Cooling pipes installed with no thermal insulation and exterior vents placed in improper locations allowing rainwater in. Even equipment like the 750 passenger information display screens had to be replaced because they were first installed in 2012 and had reached the end of their useful lives by the time the airport officially opened in 2020. The general planner PGBBI's insolvency also impacted the construction progress, and to top it all off, the decision was made to dismiss Gherkin, Marg, and partners from their roles as project architects. Even the original planned airport code, BVI, had to be changed to BER since an airport in India was already using it. Basically, it was absolute chaos at every turn. The airport has recorded a passenger volume of about 20 million in 2022. Double its figure in the prior year, and these numbers are expected to improve. But BER has now become the industry blueprint of how not to build an airport, or any other project for that matter. Number 3. Forest City, Malaysia. Forest City is an urban development in Johor, Malaysia that was first announced in 2006 and pitched under China's Belt and Road Initiative. The project is made up of 4 man-made islands covering 1,370 hectares. Sales reps advertised it as a smart and green futuristic city, and it was projected to draw in 38 billion of investment over 30 years, mostly from Chinese investors. It's expected to be fully developed by 2035 with 700,000 residents, but today the unfinished development houses an estimated 2,000 residents. Locals are calling it a ghost town. Its streets are eerily empty, apartment complexes unoccupied, and commercial units abandoned. Developers had high expectations for Forest City as it's right next to wealthy Singapore and it was built for Chinese buyers looking for affordable seafront property. But the megaproject is riddled with issues. It is partially built on reclaimed land from the sea, and the construction work has severely impacted water quality, marine life, and local fishing communities. Biodiverse seagrass meadows and mangrove forests have also been destroyed. On the political front, Malaysia's then Prime Minister announced foreigners were banned from buying Forest City properties and tightened its long-term visa program. China's leader also implemented currency controls that limited overseas housing purchases. With this cash flow stream from China severed, developers reluctantly turned to the locals. But Forest City condos are selling at $1.4 million on average. Compared to most Johor Bahru properties selling for $135,000, most locals simply can't afford it. The development acknowledges its massive oversupply issue, but it now bears the tarnished reputation of a ghost town. The Chinese continue to pine for affordable housing outside their country, and the locals continue to wish away this dystopian nightmare. If you're interested in learning more, check out our video where we do a deep dive on this failed megaproject. Number 2. Ghost Cities, China. Like everything in China, the scale and number of useless megaprojects are unrivaled. And the Evergrande splendor, located in a distant suburb of Kunming in Yunnan province, serves as a painful reminder of this. Designed by one of the country's biggest developers, this city was planned for 60,000 residents and was expected to attract many potential buyers with its advertised luxury living. But the sky-high prices drove away interested homeowners. Instead, investors hoping to make quick profits poured money into purchasing Evergrande properties as speculative investments rather than for occupancy. And when the speculative bubble burst and China's economic growth slowed, property values plummeted, and Evergrande was left with units it could neither sell nor rent out. Tianduceng, or Sky City in Zhejiang, is also another Chinese megaproject that offers a glimpse into what Paris would look like if it were a ghost town, and if it were a little tackier too. Intended to house at least 10,000 occupants, the property features Parisian design elements, such as a 354-foot-tall Eiffel Tower replica, or the fountains from the gardens of the Palace of Versailles. This caused construction and maintenance costs balloon. Developer Zhejiang Guangsha assumed the European appeal could justify the high price tag, but the unrealistic prices scared away many prospective buyers. Zhejiang is also located far from major cities and economic hubs, making travel inconvenient. The lack of accessibility to job opportunities also made Tianduceng unappealing to working professionals who may have been able to afford the properties. Today, its occupancy is still nowhere near its target figure, but it's now a popular attraction for engaged couples and newlyweds for pictures. There are a lot more China ghost cities that plague the nation, but that's not to say that a revival is not possible. Ordos, Pudong, and Shenzhen are all proof that misfortunes can be reversed with time and with just enough luck. A few decades ago, Shenzhen used to be a sleepy fishing town, but today it is one of the most populous cities in China. Many of China's most prosperous cities were built with a develop now, fill later strategy, so it's not surprising that ghost cities may boom once again. Though, only developments with high construction quality will be able to stand the test of time for a possible future revival. Number 1. The Line, Saudi Arabia. We've said it before and we'll say it again. The Line is doomed to fail. And if you need more convincing, check out our video for an in-depth analysis. If you're unfamiliar with this megaproject, just listen to this. 9 million people sandwiched within 2 stretched lines in the desert. This is the $1 trillion dream that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's NEOM is trying to sell to the world. NEOM proudly advertises it as a place of unparalleled social and economic experimentation. Keyword: experimentation. Because the project is an immature materialization of an overly ambitious concept called zero-gravity urbanism, whereby its residents have immediate access to amenities. This all sounds great, in theory, but the biggest problem with the line is the very fact that it's a line. This makes the city spatially inefficient, impractical for transportation or maintenance, and with its skyscraper height of 1,600 feet, how long would people have to wait for each elevator ride? And let's see you try the stairs. It's also the perfect breeding ground for diseases, outbreaks, fires, floods. You know, all the things that could easily wipe us out in one confined area. Developers also paint the pretty picture of a city powered entirely by renewable energy. But the line is nestled in a dry climate and has to combat its water supply issues with desalination plants powered by fossil fuels. Climate experts are also concerned that NEOM's bet on non-existent technology is just a pilot experimental project entrenched in technological optimism. The development also boasts a zero-car environment policy, flying drones for taxis, and a man-made moon because why not? But behind these twin-mirrored skyscrapers lies a darker underbelly of privacy invasion and aggressive data mining. The project will pay its 9 million residents for sharing their data, which officials claim will be used to better predict residents' needs. But sweetening the deal with financial incentives distorts the right for residents to freely consent. Would you really want to live in a place where the walls literally have eyes and ears? hard pass. To some, the line may sound like the highest echelon of human achievement if completed. To others, it's the most unconscionable idea ever to escape a brain cell. It's the classic case of the dreamer versus pragmatist perspective. Where do you stand? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.